What's up, guys? It's Tony over at 6 Speed Wraps. Today we've got a Chevy Trailblazer in here, and we're going to be doing a partial front end on the hood with a paint protection film. So you don't always have to get full coverage. Sometimes you can just cover your main impact areas. We're about to clay bar this, and then we'll get to making our solutions and show you guys how we install a partial paint protection film. Alright, so we just finished up doing the clay bar process on there. I failed to mention, I know a lot of people are not even too sure what clay bar is. So this is a piece of clay bar. It's basically almost like your kid Play-Doh, except that this one's designed specifically to remove contaminants that are really stuck on that clear coat. So you lubricate the surface, give it a light pass, nothing too aggressive, and this picks up a lot of debris that's stuck onto your clear coat. So if you walk with me, we've already got our solutions made. So in this one, I've got just basically water and baby soap, Baby Johnson, and this one I got water, hot water, and isopropyl alcohol. So just your standard baby shampoo. I like the one with the pump, and I'll show you why in a second. And then we got 70% isopropyl alcohol. You could use 50 or you could use 90. My preference is 70 for the way that I make the solutions. So basically on my slip, which is what I'm going to use to install the film, and it allows me to position it where I need to, I use 1 liter of water to 1 pump of that Baby Johnson's soap, whatever. Probably shouldn't put that there. And then on your tack, which is your water and alcohol, I just do a 1-to-3 ratio with a 70% isopropyl alcohol. So that's a little bit of what I use out here in West Texas. It's a little bit more dry, a little bit more dirty. So keep that in mind wherever you are, in the country or in the world. Keep in mind that you might play a little bit with the soap. If it's too cold, reduce the soap. If it's too hot, add some soap. You can also use installation gel, just personal preference. We're gonna clean it with isopropyl alcohol, get our piece cut out, and then we'll get back and we'll go ahead and start laying on here. So we're about to do the isopropyl alcohol. Just clean microfiber towel. You want to focus on your edges. I already lifted this and cleaned up all the edges, so just make sure you clean the entire surface nice and neat, nice methodical method, so that you don't put too many scratches. Even though the PPF helps hide some of the swirling, you want to make sure that you clean the surrounding areas, the headlights, the grill, anywhere where that film might touch. That way we don't bring any contamination. All right, so got the isopropyl alcohol all cleaned up with it. One thing that I like to do just right before I install some film is just give it one more good squeegee on the area where you're going to be laying the film right before we lay it down, in case any debris may have fallen on there. Want to put a nice even coat of our slip solution. Almost wants to look like a gel on there. Okay, then we're going to do a reverse roll method. We've already took it. This film comes with a protective liner. We've already took it off, so just expose one edge of it, tack it on the vehicle, and this will create your first hinge. So once again, this is a bolt method, but we're gonna use the straight edge of our film, as that way we don't have to cut on the paint or anything like that. So just let that tack on there. Lift everything nice and neat. Spray the film. It's very important. Don't just spray the hood, spray the film. get everything nice and neat. Next, I'll show you guys how I pull and where I pull in order to get rid of all this tension. So with the film, you know, being able to what we call slip and move around freely, we're going to want to, obviously you have to tack it somewhere in order for you to start pulling. So I like to tack off of the vehicle. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right here. So I'm just going to put my tack not on the hood or area I'm installing, but on the panel right next to it. That's going to allow me to create a nice little tight spot. Once we have that down, we'll go over to the other side, make sure that this line is straight, take our tack because we're going to need a pull. And we're just going to nice and evenly pull that there. I'm going to go back to the other side just to verify it didn't shift. Maybe even just lift it and pull it a little bit tighter as well. Perfect. All right, now we've got our tension in the front. Our main area we want to take care of is the main middle section, because that splits this way, up that way, and also up that way. So that's a little bit more difficult. We're going to use the Chevy emblem right here, spray some on the film and the grill to really, I'm going to pull in a triangle. I'm going to pull this nice and tight down there. Allow that. If you're not you know, using the other panels to your advantage, you're doing yourself a big disservice. Okay, make sure we still have some motion in the film. Still got a little bit of wrinkles here and here. So now we have to pull perpendicular to those films. So I'm going to pull down to this corner. My main focus is getting rid of these wrinkles that are going to pop up right here. If there's any up here, I can lift that film and adjust. That's no problem. Let's focus here first. Just looking at there. Boom. Let it stick for a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit to activate. Grab your squeegee. Boom. Looks like it's gonna relift. So I'm just gonna spray some more tack and let it hold. Perfect. Now, as I said before, don't worry about that. We're gonna pop this side up. And I'm actually gonna put a little bit more of the slip underneath. I'm gonna stream some all the way in there. That way we have some whenever we're gonna squeegee. Just massage that nice and neat. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side as well. That's why it's very important to clean the entire hood, because you don't want dirt sliding in through these exposed edges. And here, I'm just gonna kind of let it tack for itself. Come back out here, do the same thing, pull towards our corner. We're gonna wanna get rid of these wrinkles right here. If you can zoom in, there's a whole bunch of wrinkles there. We don't want that because the hood's gonna start coming this way. So we want that to be nice and flat like that. Boom. Let it adjust, let it stick. And remember, only off of the panel. You don't want that there, because if you have to relift, you're gonna create adhesive lines. So that's how you do half the hood. We're gonna go do the other side, probably speed this up a little bit so it doesn't get repetitive, and then we'll show you guys how we tackle these valleys right here. All right, so we've installed half of the hood, but we want to show you guys, you know, kind of the little bit of tricks that I do. So first things first is it's getting a little bit dry in there. So we just want to put some more slip solution in there. And you want to just massage everything into place. You can almost start removing all the excess water if you like as well. Make sure it's gonna lay nice and neat. There's no stuck areas, everything's floating. Got a little bit of an example right here. Well, it's actually kind of went away, but if I needed to, you see it's a little bit stuck right there. I'll probably just, once we do the front part, I'll lift that and take care of it. Massage all the water out. We're gonna really want this to settle in like this. We've got a little section right here. We'll take care of that with an additional pull, but for the first part, main part, we just want to squeegee all of this water and take care of this recessed area. That's going to be our biggest obstacle, I would say. So with the film, you know, nicely floating around, spray the surface. And when you squeegee, you want your squeegee to be kind of, you know, methodical. So you always want to be squeegeeing to an area that can eliminate the water from coming back in. So in this case, it's a little bit difficult because we're doing a partial. That's why I have these towels up here. They're going to be collecting the water that's coming out. So we're just going to start here. Nice, decent, firm pressure. You don't want to lower the squeegee like this too much. You want to keep it nice and upright. Boom. And as you're squeegeeing, I'm going to start picking up the water to avoid it from coming back in. I'm not putting crazy amount of pressure. I'm just keeping the squeegee nice and straight up until we get to that ridge. This has got a lot of water in there. Give it another little light pass in the direction that you squeegeed. And since that has moisture already, you can give it a second pass, a little bit stronger, a little bit firmer. Make sure that there's no moisture left behind. Perfect. Now, we've got this right here. This is stuck. Spray a little bit so it can go ahead and start releasing. And we're gonna wanna lay this channel section, including that. And here, I'm gonna tackle that just by pulling a little bit of tension over here. I know that that's stuck. I'll take care of that in a minute. Wipe off all the excess water, and just start squeegeeing that water out. If you do it fast enough, the water won't go back in until you have time to get your towel. Boom. Nice. One more time, all the way through. Wipe off. Then we have another dry towel. We're gonna give it just one more pass. This is a great time to inspect. Since we haven't used any tack, we don't want to use any tack just yet in case we have to lift. Inspect, get down to eye level, really see. If you can't see, you can even close your eyes and you'll probably feel them before you see them. So we're good right there. Got a little bit coming back up. So I'm just gonna lift a tad bit, spray a tad bit of our tack solution just right there in that corner, and just make sure that it really sets right there. I'm gonna relift, respray, and re-pull so that I can get rid of all of that. I lifted up some right there, so if you accidentally do that, make sure you push more water in there. That way you don't create any glue lines. It's okay. I mean, don't panic. It's part of it. You know, you are installing with soap, so you're minimizing that adhesive. Nice and neat again. Come back. Okay. Sweet. We're gonna relift. We've already sprayed, so I'm just gonna spray some tack right here on the corner where I need to pull to. Get rid of that little bit of tension. Tack it there. And then squeegee all the rest of that water out. So we're gonna want to, you know, overlap our strokes. That way we don't have to go back. Okay, right there. I want you to zoom into this right here. So I waited too long to squeegee. So this looks nice and pretty all the way around, but then you have those bubbles. That's because we have a dry spot. So you could either try to force those bubbles out or just do it the right way right here. You have to work backwards a little bit. It's okay. I'd rather work backwards a tad bit and have a clean install. I'm running out of juice, so hopefully that's the last time I need to relift. I'm gonna go through this a little bit faster now since you've already seen the process. And I'm actually gonna help myself a little bit by putting some of that tack at the edge. Let's go. Boom. We're able to get through that a little quicker this time. No worries. Show you that it doesn't always go perfect every time. Take care of this real quick. That's already floating. Massage that water up to that body line. We don't want any more of those issues. Spray a little bit of tack right here so we can pull with some tension. Get rid of these little bubbles, or fingers I should say. I'll take care of that through the front, like I said. Easy. I didn't go over that. I skipped it. Perfect. All right, now trim off some of this. Careful with your blade. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna flush the edges. There's no tension because we've already created our stretch. Go a little bit further up if you need to, if there's any issues. I'm gonna go ahead and squeegee that just up to the body line. It's right there. Come back. This looks like it's already basically ready to lay. So aside from that, let's knock this front. Aside from that, guys, that's really how you install this. We'll show you a little bit of close-ups how we tackle the edges, but aside from that, we'll trim off a little bit more, rinse, flush, wait about 10-15 minutes, come back, fold the edges, and this car will be basically complete. I'll show you a video of it outside. The only kind of downfall about partials is you do have, you know, a seam right here, which if the car is clean, it's really not too visible, but say if you get some dirt on there, it'll start accumulating on that edge. A little trick, some water and white vinegar, and you can clean those things off. But thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. I hope you liked the video. Till next time. Hi, Lizwa.